Hello, Eurovision fam. It's Alesia Michelle. I am here today. I legitimately thought that I was not going to be recording anything today other than my reaction to Albania because legitimately I have not listened to Albania yet. I know, but I said I needed to go on break. But when I wanted to come back, I wanted to just be back and doing videos regular. And since I have sworn off national selection season other than Melodifestivalen, and I was like, well, I don't want to make a video and then have a huge gap and then come back. I want to be consistent. So here I am, attempting to be consistent, but I had to come here to talk about Melodifestivalen because I literally just listened to the snippets and I just saw the clips of the rehearsals, and I was on Twitter and I was like, there's so many thoughts that I have and I really cannot go through all of this just by tweeting. I have to kind of get out here. So hey Luke, hey Alex C from Geneva. Yeah, so I was like, I just have to get my thoughts out here, and perhaps this is the best way to ease my way back into this, because to be honest, I could not even find my camera. That is how long it's been since I've done a video. I could not find my camera. So yes, so hello Annie B, shout out from the UK. Hello Mark. So yeah, I just want to talk about these snippets from Melodifestivalen semifinal one. I have said to myself, and I said in the past, I actually thought that it was interesting that they had kind of all of these heavy hitters in the first semifinal, because I actually do feel like they threw Malou, Prytz in there. We have Felix back, Robin's here, and the Mamas. So I kind of felt like they set it up to just naturally have those four people go by. But honestly, now that I listen to the songs, it doesn't feel as strong. And I know it's snippets, so it's early, but I was just expecting it to be a little bit stronger. I don't know, I don't know about you, but for me, I thought I was gonna have way more bangers and bops in the mix, and I don't know if I necessarily got the bangers and bops. And actually, I feel like I got the bangers and bops from the people that I'm I don't really think are going to go on anyway. So I feel very conflicted. I feel very conflicted. Hey Yusuf. Hello. Annie B, yeah, semifinal. So Annie B says semifinal one, I agree, was a little letdown. Yeah, it was just something about the snippets. And again, it was only snippets, so I don't want to get ahead of myself. But I want to break down a little bit, because although I'm live right now, I know tons of you are going to watch this later and just comment below. So I guess I need to go through this. So Mark Lynch says, wouldn't be surprised if Robin Bengtsson gets left behind. To me, the song was not earth shattering. It wasn't. And I was really expecting the song to grab me, but I do feel like it's just a clip. And I wonder if it really ends up being just a clip. I saw Yusuf is saying have you seen the rehearsals? Yes. So honestly, after I listened to the clips, I was fine doing just my little Twitter thread and calling it a day. And then I saw the rehearsals, and I'm just going to say straight up, I know rehearsals are rehearsals, but are they really rehearsals when you know that this is folks' first impression to see what you're going to deliver on stage? And some of them were up there just being lazy. Point blank, the OVO group, who actually has a bop and a super current song. I'm having an Afrobeats moment, but I also feel international music is having a little bit of an Afrobeats moment. It's cool. And for them to get on stage, they literally were doing the rehearsal lazy. They just seem mad lazy. And I'm kind of nah, this is your intro. People are watching the rehearsals. This is an opportunity for you to build some buzz for yourself. And your track doesn't seem that bad. So what gives? What's up with that? Okay, Dimitri says, Alesia, are you going to do reaction videos to other countries' finalists? No, I am not reacting to any of the national selections this year on my channel. I won't be doing that. I got a lot of things going on. As many of you know, I actually have a job that is political related. And I actually have like in my job is actually kind of serious and pretty important. So I really just don't have the time and capacity, and I don't want to commit to something if I'm not going to do it like full force. So I don't really think that that's fair. But I did say I was going to do Melodifestivalen, and mostly that's just because I'm kind of thinking to myself, like, maybe I might try to go to the Melodifestivalen grand final. That might not happen, but maybe I could go to like Malma. I don't know. We'll see. But let me go through. Let's talk about the mamas. Yeah, let's talk about the mamas. The song is good. I'm not gonna lie, like I think for European audiences, I think y'all really like this stuff. And it definitely would be like jury porn. I mean, if they sent that to Eurovision, I would see it winning the jury just based off the fact that, I don't know, the jury is just having like this gospel moment. And at least I feel like they're giving us a gospel moment in an authentic way. The vocal was clean. I was not a fan of that staging. I thought the staging was mad lazy and dark. Like, why are y'all playing them with that sad staging? I need lights. I need some, like, I don't know, like it just seemed real dry on the stage. And I know it was a rehearsal, so I'm sure they'll have like matching outfits and it'll be like coordinating and everything. But that staging was mad dry. And I almost feel like that it was slightly disrespectful, because it's like, y'all know that they were about to come with heat with the vocal and a good song. And so now you're just trying to drag it down with like poor staging. With that said, I do feel like, I do ultimately feel like with the mamas, I actually think that they could still get direct to final, because listening to the snippets, it's definitely one of the stronger tracks. And even looking at the rehearsal with the sad staging that was dark and boring and not colorful and exuberant and joyful, I think their vocal cuts through. I think, yeah, just off the strength of the track itself, I think they could honestly be direct to final. I really, really do think that they could be direct to final. But I don't know why my dog is barking. It was my phone. It was my phone. It wasn't the door. No one's at the door. Okay. So yeah, so I would say with the mamas, I think, you know, production is not helping them out with the staging at all. So if there's anything that we can do to set them up for the final, it's completely changed whatever sad staging is happening. Like that darkness was wild. And like I said, borderline disrespectful. Okay, so after the mamas, it's Suzi P. I'm not gonna lie, I was not expecting to like her track. And when I heard the track and the clip, I was like, ooh, like Malou might be a little bit nervous. And then I saw the rehearsal, and she was one of the people on stage just being lazy. Like, I understand that it's a rehearsal. I understand that it's a rehearsal, but if this is your introduction, if this is a chance to build buzz for you, you don't do that by just being like, oh yeah, blah, 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 whatever, whatever. Because she really looked like she was up there like she didn't care. So if you don't care, then I don't understand why we should care. But I will say, I did not think I was going to like the track. And I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. And it definitely was giving me like young girl cute bop on the track. The rehearsal, it just looked real lazy. And boo-boo. So yeah. So let's talk about Robin Bengtsson. Yeah, I was just expecting more from this. I was expecting more from Robin, but I do feel like he's intentionally trying to mix it up a little bit. Which I'm not mad at, because I would love for Robin to like yeah, I just wanted Robin to give a little bit more in this song. And the staging, but the thing is, the staging made me go, okay, this is just a clip. We might really have like a place to go in the end. So I kind of actually got a little bit more excited for the track. Yeah, I got more excited for the track once I saw the performance. That made me feel a little bit better about what Robin could potentially be giving, because it looked like there were some LEDs. It looked like we were going to get a show. Yeah, but to be honest, and someone I think has already mentioned this in the comments, The bulk of the rehearsal clips that I saw seemed very dark. And really, the only bits of color we got were from Suzi P and the Ovo, and then Sonja. Those are really the only performances where they seemed like kind of light. And I remember Melodifestivalen, was it 2015? Yeah, I think it was Melfest. No, not 2015, Melfest 2014. I'm trying to think of like when I was in Sweden. And it's so crazy that this was like a long time ago now. At this point, that's so wild. It is 2020. But Melodifestivalen has done this before where they've made the staging kind of dark and like everyone's performance looks kind of dark. So I guess we're like having a return to that. I don't think that that's a good idea. And of course, Felix's staging had some color. So we'll see that. Let me hop into these comments real quick. Okay, so Deep says, to be honest, I don't like the live performances. They look dead. I know the rehearsals, they were not giving us what we needed in these rehearsals. We needed a little bit more. Like I really was feeling like semifinal one was kicking it off really heavy. But given the performances, like the rehearsal performances together, I just was like, well, we see who our like professionals are and like the people who are kind of just up there chilling. So Luke Smith, I'm pretty sure Swedish newspapers have said Robin has a jaw-dropping chorus. So I guess we'll have to wait and see what that means. I agree. I think the song and the clip, it builds to something. It looks like it's building to something. So I'm not that disappointed. I was a little bit let down when I heard the clip, but once I saw the staging, I was like, oh no, this seems like it's going somewhere. So I feel a little bit more comfortable with that. So Annie B says, surely there's something more to Robin's song we ain't hearing yet. I agree. ESC Ariel, I wasn't really into Robin's first song. He needs major staging to make it work. So here's the thing. I actually was when I was like, Robin, I was like, that really is the song that I think is going to do the best at Eurovision. And I stand by that. I think it was probably the best showing that they were going to do at Eurovision that year in Kiev. So I'm glad that Robin won. So I guess I've always been kind of a little bit like, I think I get him. And this time I think he will deliver. I think there's something we haven't seen yet. And this is just the clip. And just to plug it right now, after Melodifestivalen, I will be going live this Saturday after Melodifestivalen. I'm going to go live again and we'll do like a reaction to like what actually went down on the stage for the full show. So Alberto says, I feel the snippets were weak. I don't know why. What let me down more was really the rehearsal clips for the most part. Then I think the snippets, I was kind of like, oh, okay. Because Suzi P's song was like really cute and had like a nice boppy energy. And then when I saw the rehearsal clip with her just like up there marking choreography and like chilling, I was just like, okay, so you don't want to be here, girl. Yusuf says Sonja's song is coming for last place. Hard. Okay. With love. That song is coming for last place. Heavy and hard, but you know, at least we will get a strong vocal showing, and I am happy about that. I don't think she's going to be giving us any bum notes. Whereas Suzi P, I don't understand how you're singing like a pop rap song and like flat. That don't even make any sense. So David says Felix should win. He probably will. Emmanuel says Malou was better last year. You know, so I tweeted about this. I think Malou could be in trouble a little bit. Malou was direct to final last year, and I was kind of thinking that she would just kind of keep that same young, fresh, boppy energy. And I understand the need to like evolve. My issue though is the song sounds a little bit more adult. And the issue is she's not an adult. She's still a teenager. You're still a young, fresh girl. And if it worked for you last year serving that, like, I don't know why we would kind of like go so far in the other direction. Like I would have kind of kept that buzz going. Because I think similarly, if we think about what happened to Issa, which I actually liked I Will Wait, but I think, you know, it was such a stark contrast to what she did the first time around that then, you know, I think the Swedish public was kind of like, girl, we good on that. And so I really don't want that to happen to Malou. So I am slightly concerned for her. But again, I think with the other performers, and I think off the rehearsals of the other people, Malou actually might be, like when I heard the snippets, I was a little bit like, oh, I'm worried for her. But after I saw the rehearsals, I was like, oh, okay, like maybe she can still squeak by, but I don't know if she's direct to final. And I thought she had some buzz to be direct to final. And it's seeming a little bit more like Andra Hansen right now, potentially. Who else? P. Handers or Fanders. It's usually harder for old artists to break through, but sometimes they do. Yeah. But Sonja is not the older artist that is going to break through. Not in this heat, not with that track, not standing behind one microphone with a pretty dress singing a song. Not this time, not that artist. Not for Sonja. And we talk about semifinal one. Okay. Annie B, this is Melodifestivalen. It's not going to be a letdown. They always surprise us with brilliant performances and songs. They do ish. And I say they do ish because I'm not gonna lie, like Melodifestivalen last year, I thought was boring. There was like a lot of songs that I just were like, okay, like it's well produced. And yeah, you're doing like a show on stage, but like this is not going to win. You know, part of it is like I want to see a little bit of a competition and be like, ooh, who's going to win? And for me, for the past 2 years at Melodifestivalen, it's just been so clear who the winner is. And that kind of makes it a little bit boring. For me, it makes it a little bit boring. Like if I can kind of predict who's going to win, then it's like, what's the point of watching the whole thing? You know, it's just a little bit like, Radoslav says, it seems like since 2017, the quality of the songs in Melodifestivalen is worsened even more. And I think that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, I just think it's been way easier to predict. Like, we haven't had like a lot of the bangers. And maybe it's just because a lot of these Swedish producers are, you know, giving songs to other countries. But, you know, a lot of the songs that they do give are the songs that they say no to sometimes for Melodifestivalen. So maybe like Melodifestivalen, like the judges, like the pre-group, needs to reevaluate how they're selecting those songs. Because yeah, I just do feel like personally for the past 2 years in particular, I've been very disappointed with kind of the breadth of what we've been given. Like there's been like a couple of bops here and there, but like, I mean, I just feel like I think back to what year was the Bloodbath year? Was that? Because I'm like, what was the year Loreen came back? That year was a strong year, but that also was Robin Bengtsson's year. And I was pushing for him, but I thought that we had a lot of strong songs. Like really that final, I was like, you know, it could be anyone because even Jan Henrik that year had a strong song and like everyone loved Nano's track. I'm actually still listening to Hold On. That's a really strong, good track. Oh yeah, 2017. So yeah, that was a yeah. But I feel like these last 2 years have been kind of like, you know, it is what it is. So Jam Slam says Sweden's already fourth in the odds to win Eurovision. Well, duh, they're always high up at this point. Let's get some of these other songs. Yusuf says, so you're going to the Melfest final? I don't know. I don't know about that yet. Jam Slam says Måns and Loreen should collab. They'd win for sure. They could, but I don't know. After Sweden did Loreen so bad with Statements, and Statements was such a strong song, I just, I don't know if I would return to play in that sandbox. And also, like I said to Victoria, I was glad not to see her this year. And honestly, not off the fact that I don't like her, actually the fact that I do like her. And I'm just sick of her being just done so dirty. I just think she deserves so much more. So we talked about Robin Bengtsson. I don't know if I guess I talked about Malou a little bit. Like, I'm surprised that we've decided to take this turn with Malou. I was really just hoping for like a nice, cute bop, and we're not getting that. And I don't know if that's the right decision. Ultimately, I don't know if that's the right decision. But if it's not about winning and just trying to show a different facet of her as an artist, like, okay, like I get that. Let's show a different facet of her as an artist. I'm going to hop back in here. Someone said Malou's staging looks so junior Eurovision to me. Well, I don't watch junior Eurovision, so I can't really speak to that. Yeah. Sasha asked me, are you going to the Netherlands? I never know this early whether I'm going to a country or not. Or maybe I do. I don't know. What, it's January. We'll see. Someone asked if I've heard Victoria's latest song. I have not. Rigidity says, yeah, what you said about the choices of producers can be said both for Melfest and the Melody Grand Prix, like Norway's, because I feel like they're choosing a lot of well-produced, safe songs and not much risk. I think that's part of it. Like, I can understand why you don't want to be risky and stuff, but like, I also just feel like sometimes I wonder if they almost don't want it to be too much of a competition. Like, I almost wonder if they're like, oh, well, these songs are too similar. So we don't want to have a whole bunch of these battling it out. But also, like, when you kind of have like similar songs battling out, it makes it a little bit harder to know which one will actually emerge victorious. So someone said, is this the year Sweden finally sends a woman again? I don't think so. Not off this first semi. Not off this first semi, because I don't think any of the ladies from this semi are going to win, unfortunately. I don't think so. And right now, I guess in the odds, they have Hannah as like the one to win. But I'm not going to lie, I don't have the highest of hopes. That doesn't mean I expect the song to be bad, but I just don't have the highest of hopes that it's like a surefire bet to really be battling it out in the final. One, because we know how Sweden does women. Two, because, honestly, I wasn't really a fan of, of last year what her and Leah Moo did, point blank. I really wasn't into that song. I kept asking y'all to explain to me why you liked it so much. And I really never got a good enough reason to sway me to understand it, but whatever. So Nightstar says Melodifestivalen is odd right now. I'm just wondering how everything will pan out. I Am Robot said, when was the last time that Sweden was risky in the slightest? Exactly. They haven't been. They've been is safe. So ESC Ariel, MGP semis have all had clear winners, and then 3 songs with no chance. Very odd. I could kind of vibe to that. And then someone says, I don't even think the winner is in semifinal 1. I'm not gonna lie though. I think Felix still has a really strong chance of winning. I really, really do. I think Felix still has a very strong chance of winning, because to be honest, with love to y'all, I remember when y'all first saw Benjamin and Grosso Dance You Off. I remember y'all didn't really like it. I saw it and I was like, oh, yep, I said it. I said that Benjamin was going to be the one to beat. And I didn't think that anyone even really came close to like eating it. And I kind of get a little bit of the same vibe from Felix's. And we only saw the clip. So we'll see. Yusuf said Last Breath was so overrated. I mean, that's how I feel, but I understand a lot of y'all don't feel that way, and that's okay. That's totally. Jam Slam says, no matter who Sweden sends, they'll qualify. I sort of agree with that. I mean, because Sweden's not going to send someone booty. You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to send someone who's not good. So we don't have to worry about that. So with that said, it's like, yeah, they probably will qualify just based off the fact that it's Sweden, and based off the fact that I do think they choose quality. Now, they have been favoring young pop performers, and I think for us, it can feel a little bit redundant sometimes, but it's never been bad. Like, they've not sent anything bad ever. I don't think that Sweden even does bad. So Emily said Felix's live vocal was extremely questionable, though. I think we're being a little bit critical with that. I mean, because he's really not even singing. So I didn't really feel like it was that questionable, because he wasn't even tasked with hitting any notes. So he was really just chilling, because it really wasn't nothing challenging for him to be doing, from my perspective. Okay, we have to move on. So let me talk about OVO, Inga Problem. Okay, the snippet of that track was actually fire. The snippet was actually really, really cute. But that performance was some of the laziest, most booty shit I have ever seen in my life. Like, I mean, it was like they was just up there on the stage like, oh yeah, what? Yeah, like, we just here. I literally thought to myself, I was like, are they drunk? Are they hungover? Like, you're not even doing anything. And mind you, it's like, it's not even like you have all that momentum. Like, you need this rehearsal to be good for you. If you're trying to continue, like, you need this rehearsal to be good for you. And they was just acting like, you know, chilling, whatever, a mess. Um, so anyone, so let's see, Jam Slam, Alicia's like 30 minutes behind the chat. I was like, I have to talk about OVO. Oh, y'all are the ones who are behind. Jam Slam, Sweden should send ABBA teens. Wait, they're middle-aged now? That's what you wanted me to read? So Malou and Robin are the highlights, but Felix was honestly cringe. Again, I don't think that it was that cringe. Like, I think y'all think it was cringe, but again, like, y'all thought Benjamin Ingrosso was cringe, and then he won the whole thing. So it's like, I don't know. I just don't really understand the whole boys with emotions thing. Like, I mean, I guess that's like where it's like cringy. Like, I don't really understand like why this is the chorus. I don't understand like why this is the theme of the song that we're singing. I don't get it, but I do think the staging was tight and people will be mesmerized by it. And I think people think he's like cute or something. Like, I think people think he's like really cute. So they, you know, they're into that. So yeah, Sasha was like, I just love the snippet. And on stage, it was so cringe. I know they gave it away. The rehearsal, they gave it away. Because the snippet, I was like, ooh. I was like, oh, okay. Someone said that OVO's song gives me Latino vibes. It's actually Afrobeats. That's really what they're doing. I mean, legitimately, that's what they're doing. Someone said urban tracks done dirty. I mean, it did just seem like the staging. But honestly, it wasn't even the stage. It was really them. They were really dragging it down because they was just up there for real chilling. I was not a fan. Like, to me, if I was on the management team, I would have been like, what the hell were y'all doing up on that stage? Did you realize someone was filming this? You know, they're going to put this online. Like, no one thinks that we're going to qualify, but people like our song. And now we're definitely not going to qualify with that clip out there. But that's just me. I Am Robot says Felix is at least something to talk about. I agree. I really do. I agree. I think there is something because of the song. I think there is something slightly risky about it, you know. And I agree with that. So Drunk Homer says, do you think Mariette can win this year? I need to hear the track. I mean, point blank, like, we need to hear the track. I think Mariette might have the best chance. I think a lot of people were pulling for Hannah to be the one to have the most momentum. I don't agree with that. I think Mariette has a stronger chance of being the female to emerge. Honestly, Mariette and the Mamas, I mean, collectively, not I guess as a female soloist, but the Mamas, I think actually have a strong chance of emerging. I think the international juries could really love on the Mamas. I don't know what the Swedish public will be at, but I do think the international juries will definitely give the Mamas a lot of shine. ESC Ariel says Boys with Emotions is going to be the theme of Eurovision. Lots of people getting inspired by Arcade. It could be the theme, but here's the thing. Boys with Emotions isn't a sad song, which, I mean, because I did listen to, I'm like, what did I even listen to? Was it Estonia's national selection? I think Estonia's national selection was the one that I actually listened to. And there were several tracks there that were very Duncan Lawrence-esque and, you know, obvious. And I don't understand why that keeps happening. Those songs never win Eurovision the next year. Like, in recent history, doing what the previous winner did does not help you. So I don't understand why countries continue to do that. Maybe they're just trying to qualify and they're like, well, you know, it's not about winning. We just want to qualify. So maybe that's what it's about. Someone said, what happened to the fourth mama? The fourth mama, she didn't want to, like, I'm confused because I think the fourth mama is actually the one who's from DC. Because I don't think the one from DC is actually in the group right now. I feel like, if I recall. So I don't think she lives there. I think she like lives here. I'm like, in DC. I think she does, but I don't know. Don't let me speak on it. So what else? Yellish Chip says, I think if Felix wins, the juries won't support Sweden as much as they did the past few years. He gives us less vocals. We don't even hear them. I don't know. Because the juries seem to really love Sweden no matter what they do. So I don't even know if I would bet on that. I think that might be being too optimistic almost. So ESC Ariel, the American mama quit her job to go to Eurovision. I remember it correctly. Weird if she's not there. I mean, she might have gone on hiatus or she might have gotten another job. I don't know. Because I don't really know what the money is like for Melodifestivalen. And Sweden is expensive. Okay. Sweden is expensive. And I don't think a grown woman wants to be shacking up on somebody's couch. And I think she has kids. So there you go. And she got some kids to take care of. So here we are. But I don't know. I'm like, I don't know why I'm speaking on it because I really don't know. So they said, no, the one from DC is in the group. The creator had to quit because she had a lot of other business. Okay, girl. Oh yeah. So they said the one from DC is in the group. Okay, girl. So she in there. So the one who created it had to dip out. Whatever that means. Okay, wait. So we talked about Sonja already, but I haven't like given a moment for Sonja. I just think that Sonja is a hard no. It's not going to happen, but we will get a good vocal. Felix, people have already asked me about it in the comments. I mean, I really do think Felix is still the one to beat. I don't think what he did on stage is really going to be dropping him down much. Unless he gets eliminated. I think that's the only way that he'll come down in the betting odds. Because I think there's something to be said for Boys with Emotions, but he's doing it in an upbeat way as opposed to it being like a sad boy song. So, that really isn't what Duncan Lawrence is doing. So I think that is a mix and it is a flip. Not to mention with the staging. I mean, that was probably the best staging that we had. Full on. So yeah. Annie B, Alesia, does your family and friends watch Eurovision? Do you try to convince others to get? No, my family and friends do not really watch Eurovision. I will force them to watch it. Like if you're in my house between like now and May, like you will see some type of national selection video. But I think the only person I've kind of convinced is like Sean and obviously like Daffo, who did my videos last year. But yeah, so Callie Stir says staging seems very lackluster. The staging is extremely lackluster. The staging is, and I said this before, it's borderline disrespectful. I was just not expecting the staging to be as dry as it was, point blank. I was just, I don't know. And maybe that was silly of me. Maybe it was silly for me to be expecting a little bit more hard hitting. I kind of want to just sit here. I'm going to watch the clips again because luckily someone did upload like the snippets like all together. So I'm going to see if I can find that again just because I want to make sure I'm not like forgetting anything. So just ignore me. Well, don't ignore me right now. I'm like, where are the clips? Okay. So someone posted it. Even though I'm like, this video seems so short of the clips, but maybe that was it. So I'm going to like watch this. So I can't really see the chat right now. So if you're writing me a comment, I don't see it right now because I'm trying to find this clip. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this one's a little bit longer. I'm going to watch this one. So I'm going to put the sound down. Okay, so I'm watching over. Yeah, this snippet clip. Like, they just look real unprofessional in this clip. But I like this vibe. Like, their track is so good. But I need them to be more professional and dust it off. Okay, now I'm watching Sonja again. I like her little dress. But again, her just standing in one place in the middle of the stage. I mean, why? Why is this happening? Why do you have her just standing in the middle of the stage? Like, the song is already boring. You could at least give her like a sand artist or something. And the mamas, I don't appreciate how dark it is. That's my issue. And literally the way that they're doing the staging similar to Jan Lundvik last year. But to be honest, I thought his staging was really dark last year and it didn't really work ultimately. And I think if he had some brighter staging, he might have actually won Eurovision. Suzi P is up here chilling like she's at the mall, not performing, marking every dance move, looking real, not professional, not looking like a seasoned professional. And actually, yeah, but her song, I actually like the little groove. It's fine. Okay, now I'm watching Robin's clip. Yeah, I appreciate his staging. The staging looks cool. And the staging does make me feel like we're about to do something. Yeah, and I like Robin Bensson's voice. I like his voice. I like him as a person. He's real understated. He's not all into himself. Okay, now I'm watching Malou. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm not in love with this staging because it seems dark too. What is with all this dark staging? And I don't know. I loved her styling last year. I don't know if this styling is the one though. So it's Felix again. Yeah, Felix is getting the staging. They gave him the best staging package of this group. Maybe next to Robin. Robin's might be a little bit better, but Felix is getting the show staging. I don't know. I'm into this. I'm actually into what Felix is doing. Okay. Okay. So someone says, so let me get back into the comments since I just watched this again. Okay. So Radoslav says my two best are Robin and Malou. Okay. Rob says we can't have the winner from this semi, please, Lord. I think Felix could definitely end up being the winner. I don't think anyone's coming for him real crazy. ESC Ariel, wasn't there some issue with the staging at Melfest? They can't do smoke machine or something? They tweeted about it. Well, Malou had a whole bunch of smoke, but that could have been dry ice. Yeah, so she had like her whole stage had that. So maybe they just used dry ice or something. So Smitty Cat says, my favorite is Ballerina. Well, that makes me feel good. I mean, look, I love Malou. Like, I like her package. I like that she's a young female performer and she's fully clothed and not out here wearing crop tops and booty shorts. As a young girl, I just think that that's ridiculous. But I like the track, but I do think the track is, I don't know if it's a lock to be direct to final, but I like her. So Rob says, my fave was Malou. I liked the Rihanna Sia sound, but then I saw the staging was like, wait, this is too much Sia. Yeah, I guess the clip that I just saw had more of the choreography and yeah, I don't know if that's the movement. But I think you have to do something on stage to make it stand out, especially since she's not giving us the bop that we had last year. But I actually remember, I feel like a lot of people like in our Eurovision family didn't really like what Malou did last year. Like I felt like I was kind of alone in the chorus of people like, oh my God, it was so cute. So I really liked Malou last year, but maybe it's flipped now. So ESC Ariel said, Melfest tweeted today that there are less projections this year because the smoke dimmed it. It sounds like they have a new tech team, like tech team this year. Maybe that's affecting the staging being dark. Yeah, well, I don't know what we need to do. Open some windows, wheel in some ring lights, go to IKEA and get some lamps because it's looking real dark. And I don't think it's a good thing. Okay. Annie B says Samba Kempen is strong this year. Women are ruling national selections for me. Well, let's just hope that maybe Melodifestivalen could want to mix things up this year, potentially. I'm going to wrap this video. Thank you for joining me because I had to talk about this and I was like, I cannot sit in my house and talk to the wall because that would be sort of impossible. I am so excited for Melodifestivalen. I'm always excited for Melodifestivalen, but this year I actually feel slightly more excited than other years. I think just with the breadth of people coming in, I think we're going to have a good, strong Melodifestivalen year. I really, really do. Please be sure to like and to subscribe to my channel. Also, make sure that you're here again after the Melodifestivalen semifinal one, because I'm definitely going to go live and we're going to do live reactions, just talk about what happened on the stage. I'm really excited for that. So yes, thank you for tuning in. Honestly, thank you so much. I am so happy to be back. It is Eurovision 2020 season. Rotterdam, the Netherlands. It's going to happen. I'm excited. I hope you are. Yes, all of this. Bye.